everyone. I hope this video is timely enough for you. Thanks for the comments and compliments and suggestions and the questions that you've been posting. I know it's taken me a long time to actually get to them, but I read every one of them and I really do appreciate them, so keep them coming. They've been really helpful and I'm really excited that I've been helpful. My videos have been helpful to some of you. So I've got a lot of updates since it's been 12 weeks since I installed my micro lock twists or twist locks. So let's get started. So I want to start with how I feel about my hair. I am very glad that I got to experience my loose natural hair for 5 years. I absolutely loved it, and over the past 5 years I've actually grown to love natural hair and have a preference for natural hair over relaxed hair or anything else. So it was really, I think, an easy consideration for me to actually lock my hair, because I used to wear braids all the time, and I never wore braids this tiny, but I always liked the ease of being able to do my hair regularly. I'm pretty lazy with my hair, as you will find out with the rest of this video. So I think it was really easy for me to decide to lock my hair. I really love it. It's not perfect, but it's still perfect to me, if that makes any sense. And I feel the same excitement, the same level of excitement that I felt when I first decided to stop relaxing my hair. That's the same excitement I feel for this hair, and I feel like if you don't have that level of excitement before you do something, maybe you should rethink it. So my hair is actually a lot fuller than what I was ever expecting. It's easy for me to get ready for work. I just, spray it and go. So I don't usually have to work on it the night before. When I had my loose hair, I was always doing something the night before, or if I didn't do something the night before, I paid for it the next morning in time. But because my locks are so small, it feels like I have loose hair, and I can do the same styling that I was doing with my loose hair, almost exactly the same stuff. It even acts the same way, so when I do a twist out or something, I can curl or stretch my hair, and with the braid outs, same thing. And even when I don't know, I like touching my hair. And even when I do, like, pull my hair back into a bun, and you kind of get that curl and that wonky curl in the back, it still acts the same as when my hair was loose. So yeah, I can be lazy on days and still walk out with presentable hair, and that's, like I said, that's how I felt with braids, so that's the reason why this transition is pretty easy for me. Oh, I do want to tell you to check out Mocha Natural. She was my inspiration. She has the same hair as mine. Her locks are absolutely beautiful. The only difference is she doesn't have as much density as I have. So if you have less density and still fine 4C hair, she might be a good pick for you to watch. Okay, so I'd like to talk about my retightening. I retightened my locks for the first time 4 weeks ago. That's 8 weeks in, 4 weeks beyond what I originally planned. So I used the interlocking technique. I did a 4-point rotation clockwise, and I started off using what I had on hand, which was this metal latch hook. And I know everyone's saying red flags right now because you're not supposed to use this, but this is actually what I had. But immediately I realized exactly why you shouldn't use it. It can snag into your hair. These metal pieces are just really dangerous. This little metal hook is really dangerous for your hair. And when you have fine hair, something like that just feels like it's just ripping away your hair and damaging it. It's something you can't really fix. So I went to Walmart and bought myself a yarn needle, and I just modified it so that I can use it for interlocking my hair. So I cut the long needle down to size, and then I melted it with some lighter, a little small flame, and then I used a metal file to file it down and just keep it nice and smooth. So this is so much better. I really love this thing. It's you have faster interlocking because you have much better control of the tool than I did with this metal thing, and it doesn't snag my hair. So it's just overall really great. Okay, so I want to talk to you about the result of laziness with my hair. So for the several weeks before I retightened, I was crazy lazy with my lock maintenance, and I could feel in the back that my hair was getting loose. And I just had so many things going on at the time that I just couldn't get to working on it, but I still hadn't washed it. So surprisingly, I didn't have any itching, and I had very, very minimal flaking at the front. That's kind of how my hair is. It likes to flake a little bit at the front, but that's it. But I did a scratch test, and all sorts of gunk was in my nails. So, but now it was down to the wire. I signed up for an adventure run, a very, very muddy adventure run, so I knew that I had to prepare my hair beforehand because I was going to have to wash my hair. I was going to be forced to wash it. So I went in and I interlocked the front of my hair and then the very back of my hair, just, maybe the first 4 rows in the back. My hair was in such crazy condition. In some places it was so loose at the base, maybe 1 inch was about the norm, but in some places there were like 2 to 4 inches of loose hair before my twist actually started. So I had a lot of loose base before the twist. So they were really, really bad in the back. Well, you can't really see, but I have an example of my edge twists, which I'm still fighting to keep together. They like to loosen up. But you can see back here, these edge twists are loose at the base. And, yeah, I've been lazy. But they're pretty loose at the base. So that's how a lot of my hair was when I was doing my retightening. So the center, I saw all that work, all those inches of hair that I would have to interlock. So what I did was just, I kind of just separated the base of all the twists, kind of neatened it up so that I didn't have one big knotted mess before I went on the run. So in the back, since it was so bad, I did end up merging some of my locks, which is actually a good thing because I realized once I got to the front of my hair that my back locks were way smaller. So I did merge some of them, which means they're bigger than what they were. And I'm kind of happy with that, especially when it comes to maintenance, because 300 plus locks is a lot to do. One of the other things I wanted to add was, like I said, I keep having unraveling problems on the edges. During that lazy period, my edges were completely unraveled. That's in the back and on the sides. Now, on the sides, they still kind of, on the one side, it still kind of unravels a little bit, but I'll show you that in a bit. So anyway, after the run, I went back through all of my locks. I washed it, went back through all my locks, and then just wanted to make sure that they were still tightened, and everything that I had already retightened were just fine, and the center ones were exactly how I left them. So now I'll talk about washing my hair. When you're in, actually, right, okay, so normally you're supposed to twist or braid your hair before you wash it so that you don't end up unraveling any of your hair. But because I did this mud run, and I'm telling you, I was covered in mud. My hair was covered in mud. I didn't want to go that route because I wanted to make sure I got all the dirt out. So I kept my hair loose before I washed it with just shampoo over and over again until I felt like it was completely clean. And then afterwards I went ahead and braided it up. So I didn't have any new unraveling after that. Everything was pretty normal. So, lessons learned. I would say the first lesson is when installing your micro twist, I would interlock maybe at least one rotation. The first, the base of each lock, so that it can help your locks kind of stay separated and defined each lock, and hopefully prevent unraveling. I did that with the fresh locks here in the back that I had to redo, and since then I haven't had any unraveling except for the edges. These edges are just uncontrollable, I think. The other thing I would say is avoid coconut oil. For the most part, my hair was fine with the coconut oil, but again, on the edges, I had some unraveling. I think the smaller your locks are, the easier it is for them to unravel, and the coconut oil only exacerbates that. So the other thing I would say is try to avoid conditioner, although I still haven't avoided my conditioner. So I use this 12-ounce bottle, I fill it with water, and I have maybe 1 ounce of conditioner in it. So I would love your feedback if you think that's still too much conditioner, and if you have any suggestions of products that I should use for daily maintenance, that would be great. So some observations I've had is, as expected, my interlocked hair is actually smaller. It's not as thick as the rest of my locks. You may not be able to tell given that these locks are stretched a bit, but I really expected that. One of the other things I expected that's happening is that the elasticity of my hair is decreasing as they start to lock. So I feel like that's good too, because it means my hair is kind of shrinking into place and retaining the fullness that I really love. My locks have a fuzziness to them when I spray them in the morning. I think obviously it's because it's water-based and everything just kind of comes out. But I noticed that when I wake up in the morning after wearing my bonnet, I have little to no fuzziness, and that's probably because I'm just kind of sleeping on it and keeping it flat. And of course, I heard your comments. Definitely the thing that's helped fuzziness is twisting or braiding them. That definitely keeps the fuzziness down. When I do have those days where it's fuzzy, I really don't care. I'm not too concerned with everything being perfect. I love my hair frizzy or not frizzy. One other thing that I've noticed is that my hair in the absolute back, maybe the back 2 rows, they don't shrink as much. You can't tell right now because my hair is stretched, but they don't shrink as much. So I end up having like some dangling hair right there, and it's kind of getting on my nerves, so I think I'm going to cut them off. So last but not least, I want to show you the current condition of my hair. So you can kind of get closer here. And I wanted to show you my hair without beautifying it for you. I know everybody likes to show you it when it's at their best, but you know, this is real. This is how my hair looks every day. Right now, this is probably the best parts, but I will show you here on the sides where I'm battling some hair. This just isn't even in anything right now. That's nothing. So this one's good, but I do have some loose hair just kind of hanging, and I have to figure those out. Everything's fine on this side, It stayed put. All my locks are in place, as you can see. Oh, I just love touching it. It's just so great. And in the back, I'll show you again my mess back here. But besides that, everything else is just great. Easy peasy. I'm really happy with it. And like I told you guys, I do have fine hair, but I have high density. So I still have this fullness here that was so unexpected. And you've seen in my previous videos, when I braid my hair or twist it together, you can still see that my hair's fine. I still don't have the big fullness that that some people have. So, I'm still wearing my bonnet at night. This is the one I like to wear. But one of my friends gave me a satin-lined hair cap, and I sometimes wear this, but it is slippery and likes to come off sometimes. So, I've got a bit of new growth, as you could see, but my hair only grows about 1/3 inch a month, so I'll probably try to retighten in 2 weeks if my schedule permits. So that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. I know it was a long one. Keep your questions and comments coming, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.